for.
I shot myself on Instagram and she dubbed me.
And I didn't dub. I just didn't respond to him. He wasn't my type.
Travis Hunter's wife just openly admitted she had no interest in him until the money and spotlight came into the picture. Now, with no prenup, million-dollar gifts, her family living under his roof, and fresh cheating allegations, it's hard not to wonder. Was this ever about love or just his millions? Let's get into it. The million-dollar mistake. Marriage without protection. Travis Hunter married Leanna Linney on May 24, 2025, at the barn at Faith Farms in Tennessee, reportedly without signing a prenuptial agreement. Let me repeat that. Travis Hunter, a young man with a projected $46 million NFL contract and prior $6 million NIL valuation as a college athlete, just legally bound himself to someone without any financial protection whatsoever. To understand just how catastrophic this decision could be, we need to examine both the immediate financial implications and the long-term consequences for Travis's ability to build generational wealth. Hunter's projected $46 million NFL contract and prior $6 million NIL valuation as a college athlete enable extravagant gestures like the Mercedes gift, his purchase of a $3.275 million home, and Lennay's $100,000 engagement ring further reflect their financial status. But here's what makes the lack of a prenup so potentially devastating. In the absence of a prenup, marital assets are typically subject to equitable distribution or community property laws depending on the state. Florida, where Hunter and Lennay reside, follows equitable distribution, meaning assets acquired during marriage could be split based on a court's determination of fairness.
Well, speaking of prenups, Travis Hunter just got married after getting drafted. No prenup.
Well, he deserves
Whatever he gets.
whatever comes with it. And this is a trip. I had a prenup. They only last 8 years.
No, they don't.
How long does yours last?
Forever.
Oh, that first
That's absolutely false.
The conversation about prenup duration reveals an important point. Many people, including some attorneys, spread misinformation about prenups that can lead to poor decision-making. But what's crystal clear is that without any prenup at all, Travis has left himself completely vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, you look at, for example, Travis Hunter. He just married his girlfriend after getting, his big NFL contract. No prenup.
Gangster.
And how young is he?
Super young.
22.
Yeah. He's living on the edge. He don't know. You see him?
Right.
He's a jolly idiot.
Now, calling Travis an idiot might seem harsh, but the point about his youth and inexperience is crucial. Young athletes like Hunter, 22, may prioritize love and trust over financial planning, as seen in his Twitch defense of Lennay. Without a prenup, this trust can lead to vulnerability if the marriage ends, especially early in his career when wealth is accumulating rapidly. The financial exposure Travis faces is staggering. Athletes often earn significant income early in their careers, but their earning potential may decline sharply after retirement. Average NFL career, approximately 3 years. Without a prenup, a divorce could result in losing half or more of their wealth, including future earnings, endorsements, and investments. To put this in perspective, let's look at some historical examples. Michael Jordan's 2006 divorce from Juanita Vinoy without a prenup resulted in a $168 million settlement, one of the largest in sports history. Tiger Woods' 2010 divorce from Elin Nordegren, reportedly costing $100, $750 million, estimates vary, highlights how athletes' diverse income streams can lead to massive settlements without a prenup. Now, these are extreme examples involving athletes who had earned hundreds of millions over long careers. But the principle remains the same. Without proper legal protection, a marriage can become a massive transfer of wealth from the athlete to their former spouse.
Big marriage.
An announcement?
Love is in the air.
Yes, something's in the air. Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter married his high school sweetheart.
His high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
At least college sweetheart.
I mean, when you're like 20, it just feels the same.
I didn't even call it that. But
Travis Hunter is the second pick from this recent NFL draft. He went to the Jaguars. I want to say.
Okay.
He went to Colorado. Explain to my parents.
Yeah, he's a star. He's a star player on both offense and defense, which is extraordinarily rare.
Who came under fire because after a lot of his big moments, his girlfriend seemingly made it about her.
What makes this situation even more concerning is how the decision appears to have been made. The couple's silence on the issue, consistent with their response to other controversies, for example, tattoo Heisman reaction, suggests a deliberate choice to avoid engaging with speculative criticism. But this silence doesn't negate the very real financial risks Travis now faces.
I need him to put that marriage on ice for about 2 or 3 years and don't have any children out of wedlock while that marriage is on ice. My fear, Art, is he's going to run into the queen of his dreams and it's going to be too late. it's going to be too late.
The advice to put the marriage on ice wasn't about preventing true love. It was about protecting Travis's financial future. This fear has proven to be prophetic. Travis has now legally bound himself to Leanna without any financial protection, at the exact moment when his earning potential is at its highest. The public reaction to this decision has been overwhelmingly negative, particularly from people who understand the financial realities of professional sports. Social media users, particularly on X, highlighted concerns about Hunter not securing a prenup, often tied to perceptions of Lene's intentions, fueled by her $sign tattoo, her demeanor during Hunter's Heisman ceremony, and the couple's lavish purchases. X posts have highlighted concerns about Hunter not securing a prenup, with specific posts including, "The entire internet tried to warn him," implying Hunter ignored advice to protect his wealth, his wife going to rob half of that, referring to his contract and suggesting Lene's financial motives. These aren't just random internet trolls. Many of these concerns are being raised by people who have seen this pattern play out before and understand the long-term consequences. What makes this even more tragic is that there were people in Travis's life who tried to warn him. As referenced in multiple sources, Deion Sanders, Hunter's former coach, had apparently given general warnings about marriage and finances. In a 2022 video that resurfaced, Sanders jokingly warned Hunter about marriage, saying, according to reports, "Let me know because I'ma do your prenup for you. It's going to be about this thick." But Travis apparently ignored this advice, choosing instead to prioritize what he perceived as love and trust over financial protection. The immediate consequences of this decision are already becoming apparent. Hunter's real estate purchases, Savannah $3M, $5M, Jacksonville $3.3 million, and vehicle gifts, totaling $720,000, account for a significant portion of his net worth, raising questions about liquidity. Without a prenup, all of these marital assets could potentially be subject to division in a divorce. But the long-term implications are even more serious. In some states, future earnings from contracts signed during marriage can be considered marital property. Without a prenup, Lene could claim a portion of Hunter's NFL earnings or future endorsements, even if earned post-separation. This means that even if their marriage ended tomorrow, Leanna could potentially have a claim on Travis's future NFL earnings, endorsement deals, and any other income generated during their marriage. For a player whose career could be ended by injury at any moment, this represents an enormous financial risk. What's particularly frustrating for observers is that this entire situation was completely preventable.
Yeah, I agree with you.
If she doesn't want to do the prenup, she is not the one. Now, the prenup doesn't mean she has nothing. There is a million different prenups. There can be prenups where she can be a multimillionaire at the end of that prenup. But if she does not want to do it, she just wants to work it out through the courts.
This is a crucial point that many people don't understand. A prenup doesn't mean the spouse gets nothing. It means both parties agree on fair terms while they're in love and thinking clearly, rather than leaving everything to be decided by divorce courts when emotions are running high and both parties are adversarial.
If it doesn't work out, if she says, "Oh, we'll never get divorced." Was it 55, 60% of marriages?
62%.
62% end in divorce. And you don't want to get a prenup? That's like saying,
yeah,
well, I just jump out of this airplane without a parachute because, some people do survive.
Yeah.
The statistics are sobering. High-profile cases like Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods underscore the financial risks. But not all marriages end in divorce, and prenups can strain relationships if perceived as a lack of trust. However, estimated 60 to 80% divorce rate for NFL players makes financial protection crucial. The divorce rate for professional athletes is significantly higher than the general population, making prenups not just advisable, but almost essential for financial survival. Stay tuned, because what you're about to learn will show you exactly why so many people are concerned about Travis Hunter's future. Red flags, scandals, and the truth behind the facade. Let's start with what many consider to be the most telling incident in their entire relationship, the 2024 Heisman Trophy ceremony. For those who might not understand the significance, the Heisman Trophy is awarded to the most outstanding player in college football. It's the highest individual honor in the sport, and for Travis Hunter to win it was not just a personal achievement, it was a historic moment. During the 2024 Heisman Trophy ceremony on December 14th, 2024, Hunter was announced as the winner, cementing his status as college football's top player. A video clip from the event showed Leanna Lene remaining seated initially, while others stood to applaud, prompting Colorado head coach Deion Sanders to nudge her to stand and join Hunter on stage. Now let me paint this picture for you. Imagine you're at the most important moment of your partner's career, the moment that will be remembered forever, that will define their legacy, that opens doors to millions of dollars in future earnings. Everyone around you immediately stands and applauds. The cameras are rolling. This is history being made, and you remain seated. But here's what makes this incident even more troubling. Social media users, particularly on X, interpreted Leanna's hesitation as a lack of enthusiasm, leading to accusations that she was stealing the limelight or not genuinely supportive. This wasn't a case of people looking for drama where none existed. This was a genuine moment of disconnect that was impossible to ignore. Leanna did eventually respond to the criticism, but her explanation raised even more questions.
His name was called. I instantly was gonna, if you watch the video, you can see me but his mom didn't get up. So I was like, oh, maybe I don't get up, maybe I just sit here with her. So I sat there and then y'all said Coach Prime had to tell me to get up. No, he didn't. He said, go get him. Go get your man. And once Travis stood up, but he didn't have to do that because I was going to do that anyways.
Think about this explanation for a moment. She's saying she didn't know whether to stand up when her boyfriend won the most prestigious award in college football because his mother didn't stand immediately. This is either a concerning lack of social awareness or a revealing glimpse into her actual feelings about Travis's achievements. But the Heisman ceremony wasn't an isolated incident. Hours before the Heisman ceremony, Hunter and Leanna attended an Adidas pop-up event in New York City. A 7-second video clip showed Leanna seated on a couch while Hunter took photos with individuals, later identified as Adidas employees, not fans.
Travis and Leanna, they were at a meet and greet at the Adidas pop-up in New York, and he was taking pictures with fans. It was people that was coming up to him, like kids taking pictures and stuff, and she was sitting there, just on her phone, arms folded, not folded, whatever, and she just looking in the internet. They said that she was like, what, I'm supposed to just sit here while you take pictures?
Now imagine being the partner of someone whose career literally depends on fan engagement, brand, partnerships, and public appearances. These aren't inconveniences. These are the very activities that generate the millions of dollars that fund the lavish lifestyle Leanna has become accustomed to. Yet her response to Travis doing his job was annoyance and impatience. The pattern continues with what many observers call the most damaging allegations against Leanna, the cheating scandals. In December 2024, allegations surfaced that Leanna had cheated on Hunter, fueled by resurfaced videos and direct messages, DMs, from 2020 to 2021, before their relationship was exclusive. What makes these allegations particularly troubling isn't necessarily the timeline. It's the pattern of behavior they reveal and how they align with other concerning aspects of her character. But perhaps even more revealing than any specific incident is how Leanna has been documented treating Travis in their day-to-day relationship.
I'm Hispanic, so I have tequila in my veins. So I drink. I don't drink a lot, but I drink, and I used to party and stuff, and he would literally drive me, sit outside for hours while I'm inside partying, and then take us home.
Let me make sure you understand what she just admitted. Travis Hunter, a dedicated athlete who doesn't drink, would drive his girlfriend to parties, sit outside in the car for hours while she partied inside, and then drive her home. This isn't occasional designated driver duty. This is a pattern of using someone as a personal chauffeur while you enjoy yourself without them.
He never tried to be oh, just because I drink, you can't drink, or you can't hang out with your friends, or you can't
just running around getting mudded out like the mutt she is.
This behavior speaks to a fundamental lack of respect for Travis as a person. It treats him as a convenience, a service provider, rather than as a partner whose time and dignity matter. And then there's the family dynamic that reveals perhaps the most calculated aspect of this entire situation. According to multiple sources, Leanna's brother now lives with them and benefits directly from the lifestyle that Travis's success has provided. This isn't just about providing temporary help to family members. This is about a systematic approach to extracting maximum benefit from Travis's success, with Leanna's brother playing an active role in the strategy. But perhaps the most revealing aspect of this entire situation is how Leanna has responded to criticism and scrutiny. Rather than addressing the legitimate concerns that have been raised, she has consistently played the victim and deflected responsibility. On July 19th, 2025, Leanna posted a TikTok video of herself crying, originally filmed in December 2024, with a sermon voiceover about suffering leading to greatness. The caption reflected on her personal growth over 6 months, stating, "I wish I could go back and hug. December me because, oh baby, God was about to change your heart in the most beautiful way." Now, personal growth and faith are admirable things, but the timing and context of this post raised serious questions. The video went viral, amassing millions of views on X, with users speculating about marital issues, infidelity, or an impending divorce. Some suggested Leanna was setting up her exit, or that Hunter faced financial trouble due to a supposed divorce payout. The speculation wasn't random. It was based on the pattern of behavior that had already been established. When someone has consistently shown signs of being in a relationship for financial reasons, any sign of distress or unhappiness is naturally going to be interpreted through that lens. And then there's the symbolic issue that has become almost a meme at this point. Leanna faced backlash after a social media post highlighted a $, sign dollar tattoo on her ring finger, interpreted by some as a symbol of materialism or gold-digging intentions. Now, tattoos are personal choices, and people can ink whatever they want on their bodies. But when you're already facing accusations of being with someone for their money, having a dollar sign tattooed on your ring finger is, at best, tone deaf, and at worst, a revealing glimpse into your true priorities. Throughout all of this, Travis Hunter has remained steadfastly loyal to Leanna.
You ain't never had no girl, so why y'all talking about me? Find something else to talk about. You talk about my girl. Go talk about your girl. Go find a girl. Go find a life. Stop worrying about what I got going on. I know what I got. I know my girl. My girl been with me for 5 years.
This loyalty is admirable, but it's also concerning when it appears to be blind to obvious red flags. Hunter has consistently defended Lene against online criticism, emphasizing their deep bond and her loyalty. But defending someone and enabling problematic behavior are two different things.
The big issue I have is with Travis Hunter. She's crying herself to sleep. What in God's name would make you think that that's a good thing to tell the world? Why would you do that? You think they're gonna feel sorry for her? You think they're gonna have compassion? You don't see these trolls out here, bruh? You are an all-world player, and they're gonna find something to criticize you about. Just wait for it, it's coming.
The pattern we see here is of a young man who has achieved incredible success, but may lack the life experience to recognize when he's being taken advantage of. The red flags we've examined in this part aren't isolated incidents or misunderstandings. They represent a consistent pattern of behavior that suggests priorities and values that are fundamentally incompatible with being a supportive, loving partner. From the Heisman ceremony to the cheating, allegations, from the family dynamics to the financial decisions, everything points to a relationship that is far more beneficial to Leanna and her family than it is to Travis. But to fully understand how this situation developed, we need to go back to the beginning and examine how this relationship started. The rise of a star and the woman who changed everything. Let me start by painting you a picture of just how meteoric Travis Hunter's rise to stardom has been, because understanding this timeline is crucial to understanding how and why this relationship developed the way it did. Travis Hunter, born in 2003, is a standout NFL rookie wide receiver and cornerback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, selected as the number 2 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. This young man didn't just make it to the NFL, he dominated college football in a way that hadn't been seen in decades. He gained fame in college football at the University of Colorado, where he won the Heisman Trophy in 2024 as the first two-way player to do so in decades. Hunter signed a 4-year, $46.65 million rookie contract with the Jaguars, including $30.57 million guaranteed. But here's where our story really begins to take a dark turn. Leanna Lene, born in November 2001, is a social media influencer and content creator who graduated from Kennesaw State University in 2022, completing her bachelor's degree in just 2 years. On the surface, this might seem like a typical modern love story, a young athlete and an ambitious young woman meeting and falling in love. But the reality is far more calculated and disturbing than anyone initially realized. Let me break down the financial reality we're dealing with here. Hunter's NIL valuation is reported between $2.4 million and $3.3 million, with sources citing figures of $2.4 million, essentially Sports Times of India, $2.7 million, Architecture Adrenaline, and $3.1 million, Urban Splatter. Major endorsements include NXTRND, a sports gear brand, Michael Strahan, brand, skincare and apparel partnerships, Celsius, named one of their Essential 6 athletes, EA Sports cover athlete for their college football game, reportedly earning upwards of $200,000. This young man went from being a regular high school student to having a net worth of approximately $6 million, and that's before we even factor in his massive NFL contract. And throughout this entire meteoric rise, Leanna Lene has been right there beside him, positioning herself perfectly to benefit from every milestone, every achievement, every dollar. But what's truly disturbing about this story isn't just the money, it's how this relationship actually began, and the role that Leanna's family played in orchestrating what many now see as an elaborate con.
But like, he seen her phone one day. He went to her phone one day, and I texted her on Instagram, and he seen that text. He's like, "You don't know who this is?" So he was like, "You don't know who this is, bro?"
He's a real
like,
wingman.
She was. Hey, he was a good wingman.
You
LeBron. She was like, "Boy, I don't care what that is." But she seen my text message a long time ago.
This isn't just a casual mention. This is Travis Hunter explaining exactly how his relationship with Leanna began, and it reveals something deeply troubling. According to Travis himself, her brother saw the DM Travis sent her and was the one who told her, "Do you know who this is? This is Travis Hunter. You better talk to him. Think about what this means." Leanna Lene had completely ignored Travis Hunter's messages. She wasn't interested. She had left him on read for months, but the moment her brother recognized who Travis was and the potential financial opportunity opportunity he represented, suddenly everything changed.
It's crazy. It's kind of funny because now her brother is like my best friend.
Yeah, I see y'all rocking
But,
a lot
like,
together.
Yeah. He's here at the house, but he's at work right now. But like, he seen her phone one day. He went to her phone one day, and I texted her on Instagram, and he seen that text. He's like, "You don't know who this is?"
This reveals something even more sinister. Not only did her brother orchestrate the initial connection, but he's now living with them, benefiting directly from Travis's success. Her brother is living off Travis's hard work. Enjoying the high life, both brother and sister finesse their way into all the vacations, the flights, private jets, the shopping. Her brother is in on it too. But let's go back to the beginning and understand exactly how calculated this approach was.
How did we meet, babe, for real?
What you mean, how did we meet?
How did we meet, for real?
I shot myself on Instagram and she dubbed me.
And I just didn't respond to him. He wasn't my type.
Let me repeat that. He wasn't my type. This wasn't a case of playing hard to get or being shy. This was a clear rejection based on the fact that, at the time, Travis Hunter hadn't yet achieved the level of fame and financial success that would make him attractive to someone with Leanna's apparent priorities.
So then I left him.
I wasn't her type.
I left him in my DMs for like 2 months, and then finally I answered him. But I didn't want to like be nothing. I just wanted to just be friends. Like, we could be friends. And then after I finally answered him on Instagram, then we texted for like
a long time.
Like another 2 months. And then he was friend zoned because I didn't like. He was like, "Am I friend zoned?" I was like, "Yes." I was not into him.
So we have a clear pattern here. Leanna ignored Travis for months, friend-zoned him when she finally responded, and only became romantically interested after her brother identified the financial opportunity. And here's what makes this even more troubling. Travis was still in high school at the time, while she was in college a couple of years older than him. This age dynamic is crucial to understanding the power imbalance that existed from the very beginning of their relationship. Leanna was older, more experienced, and according to multiple sources, the one who initiated the romantic aspect of their relationship once she understood Travis's potential value.
Seemed like she keeps you grounded, keeps you humble.
But he seen that text message, and once he seen that text message, he was like, "Bro, text him back." But she never texted me back, so I had to text her a couple more times.
Yeah.
So I was just in there fishing around, trying to get her attention.
Yeah.
She finally texted me. Her friend had a party, and she didn't want to go by herself.
From 424 to 443. Seemed like she keeps you grounded. He seen that text message, and once he seen that text message, he's like, "Bro, text him back." But she never texted me back, so I had to text her a couple more times. Yeah, so I was just in there fishing around trying to get her attention. Yeah, she finally texted me and her friend had a party and she didn't want to go by herself. Do you see what happened here? Travis was fishing around trying to get her attention, while Leanna continued to ignore him. It was only after her brother's intervention that she finally responded, and even then, it was because she needed someone to accompany her to a party, essentially using him as a convenience from day one. The couple met as teenagers in high school, began dating in February 2022 after initially being friends, and have been inseparable since. But here's what makes this story so fascinating and disturbing. The timeline of their relationship coincides almost perfectly with Travis Hunter's rise from promising high school player to Heisman Trophy winner to NFL millionaire. Let me show you just how calculated this entire approach has been.
I love it, bro.
Yeah, that helped us out a lot. Her friend and her brother is probably the two reasons why we talking to this day.
And what a journey it's been for y'all, man.
He seen the text message and he accepted it, so my next text went through. It wasn't her hit.
Oh, little brother opened the door.
Shout out, bro.
Her friend was the reason we linked up the first time and become super cool.
Think about what Travis just said. He credits Leanna's brother as one of the main reasons they're together. This isn't just about a supportive family member. This is about someone who actively orchestrated a relationship for what many observers believe were financial reasons. But what makes this situation even more tragic is how generous and trusting Travis has been throughout this entire process. In March 2024, Hunter gifted his mother a luxurious mansion in Savannah, Georgia as a birthday surprise. The property, described as having 5 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms, is estimated to be worth between $3 million and $5 million. Hunter has gifted Lene several lavish presents, including a customized Tesla Model X, described as her dream car with a black exterior and white interior, starting at approximately $100,000. These gifts, totaling at least $400,000, $900,000, underscore Hunter's willingness to spend significantly on Lene. For a young man who is just beginning his professional career, these are enormous financial commitments. And when you understand how this relationship actually began, with Leanna having zero interest until her brother identified the financial opportunity, these gifts take on a much more troubling significance.
You only been in Boulder, Colorado, and you've been in Jackson, Mississippi. Why not give yourself some time to explore life before you just jump the hoop with this woman? You know, and I'm not going to say nothing against the young lady. She might be a nice young lady. Obviously, I have issues with it because I believe black men should be married to black women. And this looks like it's going to be another tragic tale of another multi-million-dollar black athlete who sooner or later is going to get divorced and his non-black wife is going to run off with all of his career earnings.
While Dr. Johnson's comments about interracial relationships are his personal views that many would disagree with, his broader point about the pattern of exploitation rings true. We have seen countless examples of young athletes who achieve sudden wealth and are targeted by people who see them as financial opportunities rather than human beings. This is the real tragedy of this story. Travis Hunter had the opportunity to build generational wealth, to secure his family's future, to make investments that could benefit his community. Instead, he's funneling millions of dollars to a woman and her family who, based on all available evidence, saw him as a financial opportunity from day one. What makes this even more disturbing is how Travis appears to have been completely isolated from people who might offer him objective perspective. This case highlights broader issues of public scrutiny faced by athletes' partners, particularly women, and the role of social media in shaping narratives. But beyond the public scrutiny, there's a more serious issue of a young man who may be surrounded by people who see him as a resource rather than a person. The financial implications of this situation are staggering, especially when you consider that Travis made the decision to marry without a prenup. Studies estimate 78% of NFL players face financial distress within 2 years of retirement, often due to poor financial planning, lavish spending, or divorce settlements. When we see a young player making financial decisions that seem designed to benefit others more than himself, especially in a relationship that began the way this one did, it raises serious concerns about his long-term financial health. The most tragic aspect of this entire story is that Travis Hunter appears to be a genuinely good person who has achieved incredible success through hard work and talent. Hunter has consistently defended Lene against online criticism, emphasizing their deep bond and her loyalty. He clearly loves this woman and believes in their relationship. Unfortunately, this warning came too late. Travis has already married Leanna without a prenup. The rush to the altar happened exactly as many observers predicted it would, right at the peak of his earning potential, and before he could gain the life experience that might have helped him see the situation more clearly. The question now is whether this story will end with Travis Hunter building the generational wealth he's capable of creating, or whether it will become another tragic example of a young athlete who lost everything to people who saw him as nothing more than a means to their own financial ends. The choice was his to make, and he's made it. Now we can only hope that the consequences won't be as devastating as this investigation suggests they could be. If this caught your interest, don't miss out on the related videos in the suggested cards.